There you go. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care, okay, if she's part Romanian. She's still white. Like, don't get like don't get fooled by her deep tans, and her fake booty, and you know, all the plastic surgery, all the all the fake tanning. You know, don't get fooled by it. She's still white. She's still white. All right. The plastic surgery? Oh yeah, she did. So didn't she like do she? Didn't she get like a bunch of plastic surgery? I cannot name them all, but she did. She did get a bunch of plastic surgery. Like, her butt is definitely like not natural. She put some stuff on that butt. The cushiony butt. Yeah, she's a white woman. Don't get me wrong. Is this a Kardashian? Yeah, Kim Kardashian. Hold on. Okay, y'all. I need to know the percentage. Someone who is part Romanian. Okay, yeah, can't find it. Hold on. Armenian. I think is it her dad is. Okay, the daughter of a third generation Armenian American father. They are of Armenian descent. Okay, wait, hold on a sec. The great grandparents of their father, Robert Kardashian. So the father, okay, Robert Kardashian, the father had great grandparents that are ethnic Armenian immigrants from the village of Karakale. Armenian. Oh god. Honestly, like, I mean, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm putting too much. I don't want to use my brain cells anymore for about Kim Kardashian or the family Kardashian. Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. When it says, you will now retake the stand. Listen, I have a good game over here. It hurts my brain. I'm not in the mood to like dig into the family tree here, okay? What's this case? This case, okay, so to summarize, what this is about. So there is like what is this shop? It's an antique shop. No, not an antique shop. It was a pawn shop. A pawn shop. It looks like an antique shop, but it's a pawn shop. And there's a pawn shop owner. And he got murdered. So basically, there is this girl, like she's a friend of us, I guess. And so the Sherlock Holmes put something in there. It's like a new script for the Sherlock Holmes, like the what is it called? The Hounds of Baskerville. He put it there. Apparently, it was written by the little girl that's sitting next to us, and this one girl, she's like a pickpocket. She's a pickpocket, but she's a friend of us, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna prove to you that he sold it. He didn't like put it in the pawn shop. It's gone." Because Sherlock Holmes uses the pawn shop as his bank. Instead of going to the bank, he goes to the pawn shop and put the stuff there. It's kind of complicated. But anyway, so she went there during the night to retrieve it. And now they found her and the pawn shop broker like in a locked room, the back room, and you can only lock it from the inside. And the guy was dead, and she was like knocked down, like unconscious on the floor, but with a gun in her hand. So now we are in court here, and we're trying to prove that she's not the one who killed him. So the two guys who were sweating just now. Okay, so when we were going to the pawn shop during the night, because to find her, we encountered these two robbers or something like that, and they put a bullet in Sherlock Holmes and fled. But then they found them, like they caught them, and now they have to serve as witnesses. The Balducci family tree. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my, I think it's lost in the pile. It's lost in the pile. The family tree is lost somewhere in the shuffle. Like up there in Discord. I don't have it anymore. But has anybody seen the family tree of what's his name? What's his name? Like I think I posted it somewhere. Nick Cannon. Has anybody seen the family tree of Nick Cannon? No, not Tino. It's insane. No, they are not. They are not helping me. They are not helping me. They prove to be unreliable witnesses, but it's an Ace Attorney game. What do you expect? It's just buffoonery. Too many babies. He's living in the 1800s something. Oh my gosh, let me see if I can find it. Okay, yes, I have Nick Cannon's family tree right here. Okay, so he has two kids with Mariah Carey, 11 years old, and they are called Monroe and Moroccan. Monroe and Moroccan. Like the name of the baby is Moroccan Carey or Moroccan Cannon or something like that. What? He has 3 kids with Brittany Bell. The first one, 5 years old, is called Golden Sagon. The second one, 18 months old, is called Powerful Queen. And the third one, 1 month old, is called Rise Messiah. Oh my gosh, okay. He also has he has had 2 kids with Alisa Scott. The first one, Zen, passed away when he was 5 months old. And he's expecting, Alisa Scott is expecting right now the second child. And he has, 2 kids, 16 months old, with Abby De La Rosa, Zion and Zillion. And Abby De La Rosa is expecting a third one. He has 1 month old kid with Lanisha Cole, and the kid is called Onyx Ice Cole. Onyx Lee Cole? Onyx, no, it's Ice Cole. Onyx Ice Cole. Oh my gosh. And finally, we have the 3 month old with Brie Tiesi, called, get this, the name of the baby is called Legendary Love. What is this? Nick, are you okay, my guy? Legendary Love! No! That guy's an idiot. I can't. He's just messing around, but with children, I don't trust men who have that many children. If you have it's not just one mom. It's not cheaper the dozen. With that guy, what's it called? I'm blanking on his name. But cheaper the dozen, the movie. It's not that scenario. It's not one dad and one mom, and the mom popped out 12 kids. He has so far 5 or 6 baby mamas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 6 baby mamas. And right now, Steve Martin, thank you. He has 6 baby mamas, and 2 of those baby mamas are expecting children at this moment. 1 month ago, they announced that Nick Cannon, Nick Cannon's baby, one of the baby mamas was expecting. And now, a few days ago, another baby mama announced that she was expecting a baby from Nick Cannon as well. 1 month apart. This guy impregnated 2 women at the same time. 2 different women. Someone needs to stop Nick Cannon. Someone needs to stop Nick Cannon. Okay, do you see the face of the judge right here? He's looking intensely. Yes, you heard me right, judge. Let's throw this guy in jail, okay? We need to... this guy is acting he needs to repopulate the planet or something like that. Absolutely not. We're not trying to do that. Who's gonna tell Nick Cannon that we're not trying to repopulate the Earth? Mm-hmm. We're not trying to repopulate the Earth here. So it's not necessarily with children with names like that. No sir. All right. Okay. The judge is looking at us he's judging. No, it's not me. It's Nick Cannon. I'm telling you. Okay. Let's continue. I presume you heard the defense counsel summation examination. Oh yeah, Governor. I did, Gov. I did. Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin. Gore, ply me. This is going to be hard work. These two are okay. So this is all happening in Great Britain. So so they are talking Cockney, I think. They're talking Cockney. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windy Banks. What was Bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash. It was. Didn't have time to pull me dukes out me Lucy Lockets. He looked constipated. Everybody, especially Ryu. He always looks like he always looks like he's losing pounds and pounds of water because of the sweat. He's like, yeah, just trying to push that shit out of his ass. Lucy Lockets that's another word for pockets. However, that was a lie. You brothers, ply me. On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We never done nothing the sort. How'd you figure that out? You will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time, you will tell the truth. Okay, so those two robbers, they were like at the pawn shop on the night of the murder, and they said they didn't touch anything. They left before they could, but now we learned that they were looking for something. Like some stuff moved. Each lie that passes your lips serves as to increase the severity of your punishment. Oh yeah, Van Zeek said. Okay, Van Zeek's. Don't. Okay. Before you start simping for Van Zeek's, he's not that guy. Okay, don't be simping for him. Okay, he has a thing. He says a lot of stuff about Japanese people that's like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not, okay? We're not cool. We are not cool, okay? He's not, no, there's no redeeming quality about Van Zix, okay? Don't, and if this game tries to give him like a redemption arc, I'm not gonna tolerate it. I'm not gonna tolerate it, okay? Not only does he say stuff about Japanese people that are untrue, he also like keeps like breaking glasses of wine, or like putting his dirty boots on the counter, or like throwing like projectiles to the crowd behind him. Like the poor guy behind him, like he's received so much stuff on his head. This is violence. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. A thought worth pondering, perhaps. Say no more, dog, we hear ya. Blah blah, we'll squeak, we'll peach. Yeah, they better not like lie again, cause I swear to God, no one here is gonna support it for British Vampire 2.0. We love British Vampire 1.0, okay? We love British Vampire 1.0. He's the best. He is a cop. Okay, granted, British Vampire 1.0 is a cop, but he's a good one. He's a good one. Legal entry, the whole truth. Not this guy though. The guy with the guy with the fish and chips, absolutely not. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't riffing for nothing. It was when we heard the gunshot, see? It must have both jumped and all that stuff went flying. Lumi, it didn't give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it and scarpered straight into the black. Dude, okay, if you were like someplace and you heard a gunshot, like, and then stuff like gets scattered on the table, would you take the time to put everything back in its place and then run? No, you would run directly. What the fuck? Okay, you two are still lying. It doesn't make any. This speaking gibberish. That's British. that's not gibberish. That's British. We're not gonna shut the pawnbrokers. See, we never even had a chance, did we? They're still lying. Okay. So you admit to the defense accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question. Oh, no ransack, not Governor, no. Oh, that's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah? Even Van Zyk is like, oh, you fucking kidding me? Do you think we're that dumb? Thank you for the lurk. Sorry. By their own accusations. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess. Van Zyk, are you gonna go with it? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I guess it's his job. The way you say it hardly sounds like roughs at all. We don't know. We don't, Ash. We don't. We can it make us sound a bit more cutthroat? I wouldn't worry about sounding cutthroat at the moment. I'm about to make you my bitches, okay? I'm about to make you my bitches. It can be a coincidence that these men showed up at Windibank's that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. I love how the detective is just hanging out there, like next to them. Not, he's like, well, I'm just hanging out. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to press here.
Hold it!
Yes. Whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun at Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Oh, yeah, it was a bit AC there. We was, Nash, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up. You're shaking like a leaf, don't put a loaded gun in your hand. Good advice, miss. Good advice. Truth be told, my mind went totally blank. Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand. Those are some good advice. Mental note made, miss. After that, we legged it down the street, but apparently we looked dodgy to the coppers or summit. So they clapped the darbies on us like winking. And after you've been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct? And well, yeah. But listen, that proves it, doesn't it? Huh? Wait, is there? Let me see if there's a way. We have so many stuff. So many stuff in our inventory. I'm losing it here. And why should we believe that? What? Well, because it's true, isn't it? That place was already empty when we went in. At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head. In other words, on the night question, these two witnesses never even laid eyes on the property of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Windybank. Correct. You got it, mister! Down to a T! So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windybank. Is that really true, I wonder? That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony? Was it Bruno? You look very fierce. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired. Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something important. It is nothing more than a feeling, though. I have no proof to support it. Well, feelings can be very logical at times. Sorry? People's expressions, the movements of their eyes, the words they choose, you can take all that in and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling that like you described. You concluded there is something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why, that's all. I think you should trust your instincts. Iris, thank you. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. Okay,
Hold it!
If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we? We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good. What's that, Ringo? My old China? We'd only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact, now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourself in even more trouble. Ah well, that's rotten luck, says the rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter? We ain't never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash? Right. More like we tied the place up. So.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all those things off the counter? Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. That bag of nerves needs to learn to keep his shirt on. Look, it was loud, right? Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up to that bang. Big bruv here screamed like a blooming baby and fell over on the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick and some skull whatnot that got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked over them scales on the floor. You really mastered working quietly then. What a racket. Me granny would have had scared back into a grave at a clatter like that. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some. I mean, it was twice as a mouse. And it's all of a sudden, bam. Oh. Ooh, Percy.
Excuse me.
Inspector Gresson, do you have something to add? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with those scoundrels. No, something to add about their testimony? You seem to react just now at what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? As you know, we brought these fellas in to the yard for questioning last night. And the statement they gave me then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Uh-oh, yeah. That's, I feel like we should have learned our lesson that you cannot trust what they're saying. Did it? You claim you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a little bit sloppy with your testimony here, huh, fellas? If I discover this testimony have been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them. Easy, easy! Oh, get it right this time! That's it, yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs. Alright, you are, Gov. They are very much questioning their life right now. They're really much questioning, questioning like their jobs right now. They probably want to go work for a bank or something like that.
Hold it!
So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously? We did, Gov, we did. Although I suppose if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before they yelled and all. If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun! Oh damn. Kind of thing. A career in acting tragically missed. And where were the voices coming from? Could you tell? Could we? Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter it was. From the storeroom where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Windybank. On me granny's life, of course it was. On his granny's life, of course it was. So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windybank and the sound of his voice? So that would mean what? What, Nash, what? Any ideas? Yes, Counsel, indeed it would. Damn! No, we didn't know the geezer. Oh, what am I supposed to deny it when that bloke and all the fancy cobblers giving us the evil eye? If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true. Oh, on me granny's life it is. On his granny's life it must be. It's a good job his granny's dead. To summarize them, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor. Yeah, make it sound like we're clumsy. Don't forget we tied up after like good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it, the bloke oh my gosh, are you kidding me? How did you know that he was that he was holding the gun? The bloke who owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl.
Hold it!
This is fishy. You're saying that Mr. Windybank had a gun in his hands? Yo, yeah, I bet that was a sight, eh? Oh, they're so stupid. Them two waving them guns at each other must have got pretty heated. I mean, just before he shouted out, we heard the geezer say, "We don't want to get shot." Didn't really sound like he meant it. Mine. More of an empty threat, you could say. Mr. Windybank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. That's someone being himself, of course. Good grief, extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided. Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only person who was gonna shoot beat him to it. Cook is good, proper. I'm tired of reading their dialogues. It's so difficult. But he wished that he squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Give me that gun." And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot? Was more or less at the same time, Gov. Give me that gun. Kind of thing. Yes, I care reenacting very tragically missed. But like, if it's the same time and there was no struggle, that means that he's the one who shot himself. Then we heard the sound of someone hitting the deck. Before it, everything went dead quiet. After that, we done a splash job tidying the place up.
Hold it!
Okay. So, you didn't try to open the storeroom door then? Not in your life. Went deathly quiet after that. It did put the wind right up me. But anyway, the door was locked, weren't it? No way that was opening. Yes, of course, it was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe. It was, Gov, it was from the inside. Then how did you know that if you didn't try to like open it? Right, so we had no way of knowing what was going on in there, did we? Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom, like through the keyhole or a spy hole, perhaps? Don't ring any no bells, don't light no lights. We had to cut and run before we noticed anything like that. We're still cutting our teeth in this game, see? But one day, we'll really cut the mustard. Please, cut it out. But as we know, behind the door was the victim's lifeless body with the accused not 2 feet away. Yes, unfortunately. Gina was in there unconscious with a gun in her hand. To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom? That's right, Gov, that's right! Couldn't have, even if we wanted to. Oh, oops. Okay, I need some hint. Yeah, no, we already talked about that. But I don't know. I pressed on everything though. Hold on. I'm going to check every single thing here to see if there's anything here that could help me out. Today's paper. The autopsy report. Instant death due to a single bullet wound from the back. There are no other signs of trauma. Oh, from the back! But no other signs of trauma. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay. Oh, no, 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 that's not. I feel like I have to present the fact that he was shot in the back.
Objection!
Oh no. Oh no, that wasn't good at all. Yeah, they failed to see the connection. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, okay. Okay, let me check the other stuff. Yeah, oh okay. Okay. There's signs of a single discharge. Found okay. Honestly, okay. Was holding the gun, but maybe it's this one.
Objection!
Oh no, it's not. Ah! I have no idea what they want me to do. I feel like did I press everything though? Okay, wait. Okay. Okay. Wait, I'm going to press this again. I feel like I have to do that. Okay. Okay. Never lay eyes on Mr. Windybank. Okay, well, but we. There was a way to like prove that they knew Mr. Windybank, but I don't know how to prove it. I'm like. Very running low on okay, I'm going to save here. I'm gonna save here just in case, but I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well at all. Okay, I'm stuck in this part. Okay.
Hold it!
Oh yeah, we already did this one. I'm not reading this again. Okay,
hold it!
Okay, so we did. Yeah, we went through this. We heard, yeah, the gimme that gun. Feel like it, but he was shot from the back though. It should be like should be something I should be able to show, but I. Okay, so I'm not... Okay, let's go back to the first one. Give me that gun.
Hold
I
it!
did press that, right? Okay. Yeah, it cannot be because he got shot from the back, but how am I supposed to like to show it to them? I'm so confused. I'm gonna look it up. I know I hate this. I hate this. But I'm gonna look it up. I'm probably showing it at the wrong part. Maybe that's what it is. Adventures. Walkthrough. Okay, strategy wiki over here. Wait, which part am I in? Oh, no, I'm too far. Illegal entry, the whole truth. Okay. So, the crime scene photograph as statement number 3. It was the photograph that I had to present instead of the autopsy that says wound from the back. I had to show the photograph. That is so stupid. Oh my god, game. Yeah, you love looking stuff up. I don't like it. I like figuring things out for myself, but I was so confused why it wasn't working. But turns out, okay, oh my gosh, turns out that instead of showing the autopsy that said wound from the back, I had to show the photograph that has the wound in the back. Game. Oh my gosh, game. It gets frustrating eventually when you're stuck. Oh yeah, and it's not so. I wasn't wrong. I honestly, it should have worked. It should have worked when I did it. The autopsy report should have worked. But no, they wanted a visual. So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windybank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct? That's it, Gov. You got the picture. He asked Nash no question. And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windybank was not holding a firearm of any description. You what? Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection!
There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I will remind the court that Mr. Windybank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hands. This game is not much for a real detective like me, of course. I use logic. This game screwed me over. I was right, you were wrong. Yeah, that mole tooler used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun! No, but he was shot from in the back. Kind of thing.
Hold it!
But he was shot in the back. Stay exactly where you are, right there. Eh? If the crime had taken place as you so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out. Goodness, are you sure, Counsel? You intrigue me, my learned friend, but let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where he is wordy. And English is not even his first language. Like, Japanese is his first language, but like, he's talking in English right now. Oh my god. Is the autopsy report gonna work, or do you still want the crime scene photograph?
Take that!
According to their testimony, the witness claimed to have heard a shout, "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot. Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, also we led to believe. That's right. And now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attackers would have been facing each other. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. Skulkin. Yeah! They kind of, if you turned this guy's clothes yellow, and him, he's like purple, that's Wario and Luigi. These two are Wario and Luigi. I'm just saying. But it's the God's honest truth. It is, Nash, it is. What if he was shot that night? The shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes. Did I hear you just right now? You actually saw Mr. Windy Bang holding a gun? Someone like that must have slipped out. Can we just... Judge, please do something. Just they ain't gonna tell the truth. They are always gonna lie. Okay, they cannot be reliable. Just get that. Just tell them to go. Just tell them to go. Send them to the chamber of torture. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Nash, Yaga! I love how the detective is just saying out like next to them, like, I'm just enjoying my fish and chips. Witnesses, explain yourselves at once. Well, the thing is, it weren't supposed to, he's gonna throw the wine bottle at them, like he's gonna do something with that wine bottle. It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you. Am I to understand that you replace the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies? Ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, yeah, take them away. Cut it out, Dash, cut it out. If we blab now, you know what they'll do to us. Who are they talking about? They're talking about this guy, I believe. They're talking about this guy, I believe. Edgar Benedict, oh my gosh. Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk, there's no other option available to you. Bruv, come on. The game's up. We all will have our guts for garters. In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will always come out. I said always. On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place. Well, we have to? On pain of death. I suggest you make yourself fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth. Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and we sigh of relief when the geezer showed his bug. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we had it. For an old geezer, that blow was strong as an oak. He chucked me over the counter. I pulled my gun on him, and then he legged it through that door into the back room. We had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear. When you say I swear, it doesn't mean anything. When the boy cries wolf, so now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop. Well, yeah, but like, where's the defendant then in this story? Did you see her? Well, we found ourselves at an interesting juncture. This change matters considerably. But honest governor, this time we got nothing more to hide. Very well, counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. This is it, the moment I've been waiting for. Okay. Okay, I should probably go back to the beginning and press.
Hold it!
When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and propriety of the shop, Mr. Winniebank. Where's the option to ask them where was the defendant? Well, sorry, I mean, that's right. We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. But we never thought that no one was gonna come out here in the back room like that. The back room being the pawnbroker's storeroom? Yeah, that must have been where it popped up from. Only place it could have been. So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when the brothers entered the premises. Which means Ginny must have been in there at that point as well. But that doesn't make sense, does it? Gina had threatened Mr. Winniebank to the storeroom with her at gunpoint. Then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived? Oh, I don't know. Did you see the accused at the time? What, that mole tutor? I couldn't tell ya. No way, Cubber. We're bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it. Okay, they didn't see the
Hold it!
the defendant. You mentioned that Mr. Winniebank shouted those words in your previous testimony too. However, you claim that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door. Did we? And the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he? Oh well, yeah. Was the victim Mr. Winniebank wielding a gun at the time? Was he ever? Blimey lummy! A very ugly barrel, yeah, pointing straight at me frontispiece. So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Winniebank with the gun at that time. Is that right? It is, Gov. It is. Hold on. Then all of a sudden you came at us. You did. It was bedlam. I didn't know what was going on. Who was going for who? We were clearly all going for each other. Like Nash said, we thought we had it. I mean, when old geezer, the bloke, was strong as an ox. He chucked me over to the counter. I pulled me gun on me and it through that door into the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing him. It all was happened, I swear. So that's all what the brothers are willing to reveal at this time, is it? They're still hiding something. Oh, okay, hold on. There are some stuff that I didn't guess. It's almost because these two that pulled with Mr. Winniebank, well, we can let them get away with it. Okay. I feel like it's hard to believe that they're the ones who killed. Okay. Okay,
Hold it!
Yes, I know that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony too. Well, yeah, cause we did. We knocked over a lot of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot. That got tangled in some marionette. What knocked over a picture frame with what knocked them scales on the floor. So in fact, it wasn't the sound of gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter. Wow, big bro went flying over the counter like a gunshot, I can tell you. That's the old geezer. Then the old geezer pinned him. He did, Nash, he did. If you'd been there, the bloke would have flagged me like a blooming pancake in seconds. At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There's a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim. That's right, when the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they? Poor Mr. Winniebank, he did everything he could to protect his shop. Oh.
Hold it!
Were you intending not to shoot Mr. Winniebank? No, never. I was just, you know, looking out for my bro, weren't I? He was being flattened, don't forget. By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes. And then the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him, is that it? Yeah, that's it. He shot me, then ran off through that door and shot himself in. There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true. I wonder why Mr. Winniebank ran away into the storeroom. What? Well, according to what everyone's saying, Jimmy was in there waiting for him with a gun. Ah, yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Winniebank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Winniebank's hands again? I have no idea, but that is strange, isn't it? This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it. Look, the point is, me and my bruv here. That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and bruv here. Okay.
Hold it!
You see, he had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all! Nothing, God, nothing! The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he? Locked, it was. Locked from the inside. You know, we know it was because we tried to open it. Oh, okay. But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch. So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim, the accused Miss Gina Lestrade. Uh, it would indeed appear so. What say you to that, Council? I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly have shot Mr. Windybank? Yeah, what if the guys shot... Okay, hear me out. It doesn't explain the door being locked from the inside, but hear me out. What if... Okay, so they managed to take the gun from the geezer or the pawnbroker and shot him in the back as he opened the door and ran to the storeroom, and he fell. And it doesn't explain how the gun ended up in the room though. Oh, I still need to come up with something here. What? What's that look for? From the moment you admitted that you encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely. It did? What is your point, my learned friend? The question we must answer is that who could have shot Mr. Windybank? And it is the belief that of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those were the facts, so pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could be there? Counsel, we must now provide answers to the court in respect of two conundrums. Two, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe. Indeed, namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim, and furthermore, what was the victim at the time? Understood, my lord. Are you alright, Rudo? I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I'm sure about. If I can prove that there is a credible new alternative to what happened, it could change Gina's prospects hugely. So now time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. I believe that she was already like knocked down when this all went down. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun. Okay, let me just save before we do that. My theory is that it was in here. In here. Oh no, that's not.
Take that!
The culprit could have been shot the victim from this location here. And in answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated where the victim was at the time. Oh god.
Take that!
Through, like, the door was open. That's what my theory is. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Continue. Mr. Windybank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. He was going inside the storeroom, the door was open, and poof! Look at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor. It didn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that it was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired. So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom. Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, I pulled my gun on him and then he legged it through that door into the back room. He didn't say he didn't pull the trigger. If Mr. Winterbank ran away through the door was, we have to assume that the door was open at the time. It was at precisely that moment when the victim was fleeing from it for his life that these brothers had a perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. Yaga! Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial? Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. It means that the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Oh, Wario! Wario's in trouble! It's Wario! Poor man shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Ah, of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if a bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory. Oh! Okay, it could have been Luigi. Luigi could have been the one also. So the culprit is necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Winterbank.
Objection!
If he was running, I'm sure my learned friend couldn't have forgotten that the storeroom door was closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the storeroom. Do you also claim the corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock? But what if someone else locked the door? Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Is that so? Here's the thing. If Gina locked the door for safety, like the guy died, but she was in the door, she locked the door in order to, like, for them not to come in. However, it doesn't explain why she was knocked down, and she was knocked down on the ground. The gun was in her hand, and the door was locked from the inside. But here's the thing, like, if she did that, why did she faint, and why did she have the gun in the head? The senior just described. The defense assertions that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom, in which case who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside? It would have to be Gina.
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person in the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gennaro shot.
Objection!
That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered a sealed room? For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? Ah, yes, that's a tricky one, that isn't it? Have big notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. That remember that, please. But of course, Jeannie would have locked the door. It would almost goes without saying, doesn't it? It does? Oh my gosh, the little girl figured it out. The little girl figured it out. Well, if I was Jeannie in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they? Oh yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Winterbank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at the time, but at some point, Mr. Winterbank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? That says, bruv. If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yes, it would. And then probably only moments later, the victim fled back into the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Winterbank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And then what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done that moment? I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windybank. As soon as those struck Mrs. Strad, she slammed the door shut and locked it in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
But I mean, we the ones who done it. We gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
Objection!
You did shoot someone. That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would, because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. Yeah, they are not above murder. There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mrs. Spokane, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windybank's murder. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Gotcha. Where does this leave us? You mean to say it wasn't a pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all? I should have known it was the three brothers. It was shady as Death's Forest. That was amazing, Bruno. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. I know, first time ever, and probably the last. Well, I think you've done it. Surely, they'll give a verdict of not. An admirable effort, my learned friend. What's this now? He's laughing. You find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zix? I myself find the defense argument most persuasive. I dare say. You should do something about this. Like, why? First of all, why are you drinking wine on the job? I don't think you should be allowed to drink wine while prosecuting or defending. Second of all, you might want to sign up for AAA. Just saying. You have a problem here, my buddy. He's gonna waste that damn wine again. He has like a giant cave with just wine bottles and wine glasses. He has a large amount of wine glasses and wine bottles. Welcome back, Blue. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. Why does he say stuff like that? But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here. I don't even know what pettifoggery is. What? The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly, credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. A fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? I say, Lord Van Zix, might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick or whatever it is the troops on the ground, you know? The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is very simple to understand. Yeah! That lamp is never recovering. That lamp is about to take him to court for physical violence. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. By George, count bullets? Oh dear. He noticed then. Huh? What's everyone's talking about? The little girl is smarter. She should be the lawyer. Everything points out first the girl is his friend over here. Susato. She should have been the lawyer instead of Rue. She should have been the lawyer. But of course, because she's a girl, she has to be like the aide, the lawyer assistant. And now we have this little girl, 10 years old, who is way much smarter than Rue. And again, she's the assistant. I'ma slap Van Zeeks. Slap his butt. Yes, sir. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. 2 bullets. Correct. The first that which the victim in the back and then his back, and the second that which struck Detective Mr. Sherlock Holmes on his arrival at the scene. Indeed, the defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Holmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know that there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windybank, and the Skulker brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Sherlock Holmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness! I think you'll find that if a single bullet was fired from the brother's gun in Mr. Holmes, it means this Windybank not shot by same gun. Stop! Only 1 bullet. Stop! Exactly. Yeah. Unless there was a third person involved with his own gun. I'm just saying. Like, nobody talks about that. Okay. It was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. The egg person, the Benedict egg person. Maybe. Order! I told you, like he's just throwing shit up. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. It doesn't matter if you say sorry. Stop doing it. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. Yeah, the Eggman. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. That disc! I'll be taking that whatever it is of Mr. Gildit's down to the yard. Thank you very much. No, don't give it to him. It's mine. That is mine. I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to Mr. Gildit has to be taken in as evidence now. Yes, that music box disc. Mr. Gildit's music box disc. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windybank, the accused attempted to make off with this article which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket it might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious! Make no mistake, and sympathy for the accused on the account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no deaths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed. No crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel, as a grim testimony.
Hold it!
Lord Van Zix, I am... Inspector Gregson, what? Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service and I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence. What's this all about? Why is this Inspector acting strangely? Uh-oh. There's something on that disc. There's something on that disc. That's the first time he said anything to Van Zix at all. I'm unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent. Inspector, I am the prosecutor and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. It's gonna open a big can of worms. Indeed, bailiff. It's gonna open a big can of worms. The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. There is nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decision and rest my case. I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once, for all 5 minutes. Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Bruno. My lord. I wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Oh, we're gonna have to do the whole like convincing them. No. Again. But stumbling about it up in a fog for now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden, the answer's bally obvious to me and my man. There's only one thing for it. Oh, now, again, and again, and again. Very well, the court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your learnings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
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 I love their voice. I love the voice acting in this. Why didn't they stop with that? I like the voice acting, even if it's just guilty. We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. Arrgh, how dare you use it against us? Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we've finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because one thing that I'm absolutely certain of, Gina didn't shoot Mr. Winnybang. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Here, their squadron is primed and ready for action, sir. Very well, very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. as 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation could cost me such grief. That accused attempted at theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. I am ballistic expert. I've seen many shootings. There's nothing I do not know about guns. There's nothing I do not know about guns. That's a very interesting group of people. It will seem there's a little remaining room for doubt. I have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. Well, but when I fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been woodwinked. Well, no more. The whole court is turning against me. It's not fair, Iris. The prosecutors being mean. Just because Jeannie's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. See, you still like underestimate us. You still make the same mistake over and over again. You get cocky. It's still the truth coming out eventually. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord. Oh yeah, that wasted wine just keeps fucking me up. Okay.
Hold it!
Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder, is that what you're saying? Ah, well. Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? I beg your pardon. Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces, the greatest military organization in the world? That's British. That is British for you. No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes. You might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She's clearly a criminal sword. Through and through, can't deny it. When you say that she had it in her, are you referring to this? Exactly, tried to swipe that only a day earlier, or am I mistaken? Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. I've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it. Oh yes, of course. Mr. Shom did use caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then he ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe. We still don't know what the tune it plays though, do we? But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. Mr. Gilda's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine more in detail. Oh, okay. No, for record. Is there a way to... we already examined that though. Okay. Can we use it though? Okay, so okay, use it? No, I guess not. It's blood. Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, but it's definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I haven't have noticed that before. Then it's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. Alright, hold still with that Disputo. Oh yeah, we didn't do the blood thingy, the blood examination. In a flash. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what color it turns. It's green. A lovely bright shade again. Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Oh, okay. I forgot what the color means. Let me see. Where is the green? That's from music box. It's the same from the Winnie Banks shop here. It's Herlock's Sholmes blood? That's so weird. Okay, let's push.
Hold it!
It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asked me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although, yes, sometimes after dinner, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like a fine china. Does her employer dine with thieves? So I suppose, if there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I have to reconsider my position. Oh, okay, mental note. A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene, could that be possible? Unfortunately, only 2 bullets were discovered by the police during their investigation. Yes, I know. Right. I don't imagine the good man of Scotland Yard would have overlooked anything. If I missed a bullet while I was cleaning his lordship's office, well, I should receive a sound scolding, I don't doubt. And he should receive a visit from the police, perhaps. It sounds like a crime scene to me. A 3rd bullet would completely turn things around if there was one, wouldn't it? Do you think we might find one lying around somewhere? We're here. We can go back and check. We cannot go back and check.
Hold it!
So, if I've understood correctly, you need 2 pictures. A left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions. Like this. So, if we have 2 bullets, I suppose you can see anything useful with that? I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation will always look the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim girl is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it. The Spoken brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? It is a waste. This is a waste of time. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon.
Hold it!
Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it is nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet has simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? What? I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on... What was the fellow's name now? Herlick? No, Herlock? No, Herlock? Herlock Sholmes, by any chance? Yes, good lord. It was that hairlock fellow. What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? And now Mr. Sholmes has a scalpel in his stomach. And he's like, he's running around with a scalpel in his stomach? Is that what you're saying, sir? That's right, using the very latest anesthesia techniques I might had. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you. This is crazy. Let me see. That fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said that he's been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened it up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his inside with a fine-tooth comb and couldn't find a bullet inside anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. I hate to state the obvious, but yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. The counsel for the defense is correct. As is clearly shown in this photographic print. The bullet that the Spoken brothers fired at the Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, then exited the body and lodged in the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally. Ah! Who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound into the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did! And there wasn't a trace of injury, no sign that the bullet had left the body at all. What? Oh, that is a... Oh, hold on a second. We're getting some new developments here. That's the point. The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innard. Maybe he shit him. Maybe it came out of by the anus. Which is exactly why I said about slicing him up. And I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can someone please explain how it happened? Can someone please solve the mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. Where's an expert when you need one? Oh.
Hold it!
I don't know. A bullet disappeared. The bullet is not in the body, but it didn't come out. Minute of where? I mean, if you... The only way to for bullet to come out, if it's not by surgery or it living on the other side, is to shit it, you know? It comes out with your poop. You poop out the bullet. Think about it. And you don't have to go to the hospital. You can just poop it out. What do you mean you're in for busy? I forgot to say stop. Excuse me, stop. I'm a communications officer. Stop. A communications officer? Does that have anything? Does that have something to do with sending telegrams? Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all these messages into Morse code and type it out to the entire world electronically. To the entire world? Thousands of miles of cables under the sea. Stop. Worldwide communication network. Stop. Information transmitted to and from all corners of the globe. Stop. Ah, yes. She was getting equally worked up about radio waves or the likes before, wasn't she? I specialize in communication information from the government departments and newspaper offices. I see. I'm sure I shall have to wire the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict later. So mostly for me tonight, I imagine. Let's just finish this trial first, shall we? I am ballistic experts. Okay, yeah.
Hold it!
I thought you were just a tourist. Good day. We're visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's no way he's just a visiting tourist. So you're a ballistics expert. Who knew? I have much experience with guns. Ah. I've lived through many, how do you say, extreme, violent bath of, no, blood of, extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps? Those extreme violent bloodbaths. That mouse, I'm worried about that mouse. English is very difficult tongue. Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue. Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There's nothing I do not know. No mystery I cannot solve. Oh! He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But, if possible, please, only in Russian language. Not very confident in his knowledge of English though, is he? No, still. We should still bear in mind he's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Oh, I know who I can pit. Okay. When you have a little possible, he said. But he has a. We're going back to fight back. We need more material. Alright. I think I know what to do. Okay. I pitch you. And you.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit injurious against each other. Oh, a ballistics expert. Let the damn mouse go. Poor mouse. Pitting. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Sure, number 6. Hello? My name is Villain. Pleased to meet you. This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen a very similar situation in Motherland. It was night, and there was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly! The snow was piling high on both sides of road. It was very narrow and dangerous. Oh, he's a tourist, alright. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on donkey sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctors. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from a lump of ice and pierced my body. It made a deep wound that looks like a bullet wound. Good gracious! Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside of me, and that is a solution to mystery of disappearing bullet. But that doesn't answer the question at all. Huh? This shooting happened in a pawnbroker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country. Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Bruno, Where exactly was Hurley shot again? Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around the area, I think. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch. It's where he keeps the 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations. What? Really? Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. If I may. Lord Van Zeeks. While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Sorry? As I understand, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Ah, thank goodness. I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all the other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well. While extremely unconventional during the summation examination, I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Earl Sholmes' pouch. Oh, I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, isn't it? Look at that! One of the files is broken and the letter around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded. Exploded? So, that night, the bullet from Mr. Skulkin's brother's gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was that glass files exploding that caused the fellow's injury. The bullet did not penetrate the victim, but was deflected into a wall shop. A delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. But that doesn't really help. Hold on a sec, y'all. What time is it? Oh my gosh. I don't know if we'll be able to finish this game. I don't even know if we're gonna finish this game, to be honest. Today, like I'll try to push it, but like we still have like ways to go. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered. But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Duh, thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the current drug just solved, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence. Hurley's pouch isn't scruffy. Now, the submission examination. It would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion. Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, there's a new piece of evidence. It could be valuable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, real escape. There's still a way to turn this around somehow. I'm sure of it. Okay, let's examine this. Oh, it's really scorched black badly just there. The strap is broken. Look, it must be where the bullet hit then. Let me see. Oh, there is a new another bullet here. Ooh. What the? Iris, look! Behind where the broken file was. Did you see? Ah, that's the Skulkin Brothers bullet. What a stroke of luck that it hit this pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is, there were 3 bullets fired at the Windybanks that night. We found exactly what the juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. It's time to press that juror again, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, before we do that, okay, I'm gonna save. Okay. I'm just gonna go and blow my nose. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's do this. Let's press. Okay.
Hold it!
Okay, yeah. Okay, prove to you that there was a 3rd bullet. Okay, come on. We're already talking about this. I can prove it. I want to show you that the 3rd bullet is right here.
Take that!
Here it is. We just discovered it now. Yes, on the 9th question in Windybank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
Hold it!
What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sholm's pouch. See? This is why we have to examine every single piece of evidence, because the police, they don't see, they don't observe, they don't notice, they don't do their job properly. What? Yeah, they're incompetent. That's why we have to do it for them. This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholm's waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say the shot fired by the Skulkin Brothers at night Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hits this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Shaw's. Oh, that's someone else. That is someone else. It's clearly visible in this photographic print. That was someone else. 2 guns from the scene had already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, and that of Mr. Windybanks and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers. Examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. But that must mean there was another gun. There's another gun there. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the scene of the crime, and until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somewhat explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Satisfying. Satisfying. While the summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. Oh, Van Zix is pooping himself right now. As in my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Oh, the judge can veto. The judge can veto. Witnesses? Governor! Were you listening to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination? We was, Governor, we was. Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Make of it, Gov? I don't make nothing. It is one of yours. Not a chance. In that case, did you have an accomplice? What? Never! The Skulkin brothers work alone. It's just the 2 of us. That's our trademark. How soon we forget our poor Soki. Only 2 of the bullets found on the scene originated from firearms we have in evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it? Lummy, that's an ear scratcher. That's an ear scratcher. Counsel for the defense. Okay, so the bullet that landed in the strap, that is from these guys' guns. I believe, okay, so new theory. So I believe that the guy who like the pawnbroker, upon seeing the 3rd guy, he shot the bullet and it went through him and it landed like on the calendar, and the green I think the green blood that belongs to the actual guy who killed the pawnbroker. So the pawnbroker shot at him, but the guy was still up somehow, and he ran towards the back, but the guy that he shot followed him and then shot him in the back before he could close the door. Something like that. So I think that's what happened. I believe that the guy, the green blood belongs to, it's the real culprit. I would like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments, the 3rd bullet and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this 3rd bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. I believe it has nothing to do with them. Nash, eh? That's right. And nothing to do with us, Gov. We've established that one bullet was fired from each of the two guns already known to the court. The logical conclusion, therefore, is that on the night in question at Mr. Windybank's pawnbrokery, there was another person present in possession of a third firearm. While the brothers may have had nothing to do with the third gun or the bullet fired from it, it's inconceivable that they had nothing to do with the third man. Yes, the brothers were working with an accomplice who was carrying a gun. An accomplice, you say? Pig's will. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 submission examinations. Yet in all that time, there's been not a burger of a third man, if this apparently wraith-like being exists. The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of this spurious character. The Skulkins are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? Well, counsel, I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. My lord, defense is... Oh shit. Well, yeah. The defense is unable to complete a sentence, it would seem, much less provide any credible answers here. Yes, it would appear so. Very well, this trial will... Wait, please. Good gracious, counsel. If I have to keep the momentum going here, I can't give up now. This is just like a scientific research if you ask me. Sorry? When you start doubting yourself and thinking you can possibly work something out, you become blind. Even though in truth, the answer you're looking for is right there in front of you. The answer is right there in front of me. My lord, actually, the defense would like to present answers to the questions posed by the prosecution. So, my Japanese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. But your earlier tongue-tied display would not go unpunished. Now I wish I'd bit my tongue instead of speaking before I made up my mind. It would hurt less. In that case, counsel, I will ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim. What proof do you have that there was a third intruder present at the scene of the crime? Okay, I should say. Alright. Oh my gosh. Ow, the blood samples.
Take that!
There's this evidence right here in this portfolio. By Jove, the portfolio again, is it? Do you expect the court to riffle through your papers itself? Be more specific. Dude, I was gonna get to it. You claim that one of those blood samples proves the presence of a third intruder. Yet, well, which one is it? Yes, guys.
Take that!
What am I looking at here? This appears to be some green paint or such around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. That's blood stain, my lord. A blood stain? Green blood, curious even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was an unhuman creature? It's something developed by Mr. Sherlock Holmes. By the great detective! New invention, stop! Not yet appeared in stories, stop! It's this, you see? It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color. Different elements of people's bloods? Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is. Oh, that brings a whole extra dimensional to looking at blood. Talk of blood in courtroom. Stop. Very excited. Stop. As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Winnie Bank. Ah, a striking blue. Yes, so you see the green color of this blood stain on the calendar shows that someone else was shot in the main part of the shop. Now, hold fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it? No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Windybank was killed. My golly. Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. But there was blood it is! Well, the spoken brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any good gunshot injuries. Which means they must be the blood of someone else. A third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear? You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder? Oh god. Wait. Oh, hold on. I need to... But, okay, so here's the thing. It cannot be Gina. Eggert. Who's Eggert? He was there at the beginning of the case. But... Here's the thing. The green thing... I'm just gonna go for it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The man's name is Edgar Benedict. Edgar Benedict? Who on earth are we talking about, counsel? He paid a visit to Windybank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place, when the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbrokers into releasing this article into our possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Edgar Benedict, then attempted to take the item from the defense by force. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that part. Did he cut himself? Broker! Yes, sir. I believe this 50 pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. Needless to say. Any music box disc too. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest about what happened, but like, how did his blood end up on it? In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord, that's more or less what happened. But in the interest of being thorough, I asked Windybank for a print showing the fellow. Taken from his red-headed recorder Gumbitses. Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Windybank that morning. And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice? Well, Mr. Skulkin. Never seen the geezer before in my life. On me live, Gov, on me live. Never seen him. It is hesitated too much. Someone surprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Japanese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. That shows the evidence. I agree. We must see proof that of the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is a filthy criminal you say he is. Oh, this is it. This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start, but now I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Prove that the man in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet. It's in this.
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the date question, the defendant attempted deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim the disc from Mr. Windy Bank, which is when the aforementioned Edgar Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir, here's the disc for you. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc is mine! Ah! What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. I forgot that he lost blood in that little, like, argument here. Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions cause Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed. And the result smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a blood stain is in it. My assistant and I have just analyzed the blood stain here in this very courtroom using my trusty Fogger gun. Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. It's green. It's green. It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar. The evidence is inconclusive. If Gina hadn't tried to fight this guy for the disc, he would have gotten away with it. He would have gotten away with it. The man calling himself Mr. Edgar Benedict, who was in Mr. Winningmang's earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. So there was someone else. Look at the two brothers now. They're sweating buckets. Oi, what are you talking about? It's boiling here. My lord, it's the opinions of the defense that Mr. Edgar Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
This has gone on long enough now. The flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Herlock Sholmes, you say, huh? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection of some such. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the blood stain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Well... There you go. He's putting the boot down. These boots aren't made for walking. They're made for putting them on counters. Yeehaw! And pray do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoctions a load of rubbish? I don't know. I mean, he is a great detective. What are you talking about? You can't even get away with it. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other shows did I have? Just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. Oh, you're talking about Papa Claus. Papa Claus. About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. Ah, in other words, let's resume it. This examination isn't over yet, is it? Good grief, what did you just say, young girl? In the summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? Uh-oh. So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now. Yeah, she's right. Oh lady, you have quite the devious mind. This is why I'm saying she should be the lawyer. It just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Reno. Is that about right, what would you say? Or did I misunderstand something? Unbelievable. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with. Iris Wilson, sharpshooter. After that shrewd précis of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, it must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leadings on this matter. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to a fair and just conclusions. So then state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty!
Not guilty.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay. They started saying guilty and I was like, ooh. Oh. 2 called guilty, 4 called not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection!
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? If the jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoctions devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. Ooh! Ooh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! They did not just say that! He did not just say that! Oh my gosh! Oh, oh, okay, Lord Van Zeeks. Lord Van Zeeks decided to like choose violence against the jury. Oh my gosh. The trial will continue. Now you wish you had a wine, huh? Didn't you? Well, nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has a very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that it will be impossible. What? The name of the gentleman he gave for himself, Edgar Benedict, is quite clearly false. I don't believe it. Oh, Edgar Benedict is a fake name. Oh no, not the best name in the whole entire game being fake. Just want to manage to prove the man was dead that night. Could I say something? Who was that, please? Who spoke? It was me, my lord. Juror number 5. What have you to say, madame? If possible, Inspector? Me, ma'am? I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again, the one in which the gentleman is shown. Oh, right, yes, this one you mean? Of Mr. Benedict? Yes, there's no doubt in my mind. Juror number 5, you don't mean to say, you know this man? Yes, I know him. No way, good gracious. Oh, they slept together. They had a passionate romance and it ended very badly. Juror number 5, how on earth? I am a communications officer, stop. As we can clearly see, the gentleman in the photograph is stop. Also a communications officer, stop. He works in my office, stop. Oh, her eyes are lighting up. Oh, she has a crush on him. A very talented operator, in fact, stop. He should be in the communication station now, stop. Tapping away on the telegraph, stop. This doesn't seem right, somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. I suppose we all imagine the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night. Yes, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong. If the gentleman is at London's communications station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zix, if you please. Bring me some more wine! Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste. Did you know that there are a shit ton different kinds of wine? Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on a second. I think I heard of like 34 types of wines. So there is. Okay, I have a list over here. There is Barbara, Bordeaux, Cabernet, Chablis, Champagne, Chardonnay, Chenin Blanc, Chianti, Dolcetto. I'm gonna even try to say that. Gerwoods, Traminer, Grenache, Kosher, Madeira, Marseille, Merlot, Muscat, Nebbiolo, Pinot Blanc, Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir, Pinotage, Port, Prosecco, Riesling, Rosé, Sangiovese, Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, Sherry, Shiraz, Tempranillo, Vermouth, Viognier, and Zinfandel. Those are all the ones that I have. And I'm pretty sure there's more to that. Most of those are probably nasty. I can't even tell the difference. No, and I'm talking the types of wines, not just red and white. What the fuck are those? I know. Oh my gosh. Imagine someone who can like tell the difference between, let's say, Chianti and freaking Merlot and Prosecco. What the? Oh my gosh. You wanna test stuff? I also love testing stuff. Please, okay, so I've only ever been to one wine and cheese event. And when I went there, oh my gosh, the amount of wine and cheese I got. I would just taste the wine and with the cheese. Woo! Woo! This is gonna be the most adult I will get. Me going to a wine and cheese event. Woo! As your lordship bids. Please, if you organize some wine and cheese, invite me, please. The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson. Yes, my lord. I keep forgetting that you have to be 21 to be able to buy alcohol in the US, right? I keep forgetting. Here you have to be 18. At 18, you're able to drink wine or alcohol. You're able to buy alcohol. But I keep forgetting it's 21. US 21. It's 21 is so high. It's like wine of all alcohols. You're gonna say that you have to be 21 to drink wine. That is like that's like stupid. That's stupid. Like honestly, I feel like 18 years old should be able to handle at least wine. At least white wine. I should like to hear from you specifically about events that the prom broke clear on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well, court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. Oh my gosh. How much do I have left? How much do I have left? Oh god. Okay, hold on. There's still 2 parts left. Let me see. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh no, part 4 is a lot. I'm not finishing this tonight. I am not finishing this tonight. Oh god. I was god. Here I was boo beautiful. I was like, oh, I'm totally finishing this tonight. No, absolutely not. Gina, how are you holding up? I'm starting to feel quite warmly towards her frequently cold shoulders now. Jeannie, are you alright? Why aren't you saying anything? What's the point, eh? Why go to all this trouble and fight so hard for the likes of me? What? Well, you saw it, that picture. What picture? Ah, you mean this? The photograph taken by Hurley's red-headed recorder? It is a long game, and that's not even like... It's a long game, and so far, I spent like over 50 hours on that game. 50 hours on that game, and I'm not even halfway through the game. That is only part 1. Adventures is part 1 of the Greatest Attorney Chronicles. There is a part 2. Greatest Attorney Chronicles Resolve. I'm only on part 1. Yes, I spent 50 hours on this game. Like up until now, 50.2 hours. It's insane, and I'm not even halfway through the whole entire game. I didn't think it would have captured a scene like this, that's for sure. It's hopeless. Anyone who sees that's gonna think I did it, aren't they? Well, I won't pretend it wasn't a bit of a shock when the prosecution first presented it to the court. Yeah, the game is okay, so they kind of are related with each other, but yes, they are different. They are different cases, but they are they you like it's still like kind of a long story. Like they the new cases take a little bit of something from the previous cases, if you know what I mean. But you can like just you can do one case and then pause for a while, then come back to another case. Sure, you're gonna have your doubts about me now. You still can't think I'm innocent. Of course I can. Ginny, why don't you talk to us? Tell us what really happened that night. Eh? Bruno's cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still, would really like to hear it from you. Alright then. Oh, we're finally gonna get the tea here. What's after we had that dinner together at your place, alright, Iris? Then we all had a chat up in your office, didn't we? Yes, I remember. After that, I just couldn't get to sleep. So I slipped out and went out to the street to the 221 to Whitney Banks' place. I had to know if Iris' story was there or not. The wounds of the hound of the Baskervilles. I don't know what it's about or nothing, but if you ask me, there's something in it that Sherlock's don't like, something what he don't want people reading. So that's why he lied to Iris about sticking it in love with Winnie Bank for safekeeping. At last, that's what I thought at the time. So you broke into Winnie Banks. I had to know what if it was there or not. I mean, I have no idea all that was gonna kick off, did I? I struck the lock and snuck inside. It was dark, as you lack in there. So I gave the oil lamp on the counter a bit of wake, and that's when... What do you think you're doing? Ah! I nearly died. I did. And next thing I knew... I grabbed the gun off the counter and was waving it in the air. Like, I don't know what. Oh, okay, hold on. So, if I understand correctly, I'm sorry, like sometimes with these accents, these British accents, it's like, the oil on the counter a bit of wick. Okay, so she turned on the oil lamp. What do you think you're doing? Next thing I knew, grabbed the gun off the car, waving it in the air like I don't know what. You're the girl who was in here this afternoon. I didn't think pickpockets were in for armed robbery. The manuscript. You got it there. Did Sherlock leave a loads of paper with you? A story? I beg your pardon? The hound of the something or other. If it's in here, I want to see it. I'm sorry, young lady, but I'd sooner die than relinquish an article belonging to one of my customers. I don't want it! What would I do with it anyway? I just want to see if it's there, that's all. Oh, you want to see it, do you? I want to know if Sherlock really pawned it here or not. Please, just let me see it and I'll go. Oh, very well then. But for pity's sake, stop waving my gun around, would ya? So then the old cove unlocked the storeroom door and we both went inside. It was there, alright, the manuscripts Sholmes weren't lying after all. You did all that just to check for me, Ginny? Anyway, Then there was a bit of kick-up out in the main bit of the shop. The Skulker brothers arriving on the scene, yes. What was that noise? Someone's breaking in. Dear me, is there some buggers convention here tonight that I don't know about? I think I forgot to shut the door behind me. Sorry. I better go and take care of it. Could I possibly have my gun back? Oh, well, I'll come with ya and... Now, don't be foolish, young girl. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstances. And with that, he took the gun from me and walked back out into the shop. And I hung back in the storeroom, like I said, strained my ears in the dark to hear what's going on. It sounded like they got into a bit of a scrap. I started to think I should help, see? So I was just about to go out of the storeroom myself when... Uh-oh. Two bullet holes? I heard a couple of shells go off, two, I think, almost at the same time. And then there was right at my feet, lying face down on the floor. I was right next to the storeroom door, so I slammed it shut and locked it quick. So yeah, like, because you thought whoever had shot Mr. Winnipeg might come for you. Yeah, so I went to grab the old cove's gun. I figured I'd put a fight at least. Oh, wait, so he had his gun, like, in his hand, and she took it. But when I got better look at him, I knew. Winnipeg was a goner. I felt funny in my head all of a sudden, kind of dizzy. And after that, I don't remember nothing. So I was right. I had the right theory. It's just the gun thing that kind of troubled me. Also her passing out. I guess she did pass out naturally. The gun thing, so because if the pawnbroker was like killed from his own gun, that would mean that the person went inside to put the gun in her hand. But if the pawnbroker was like killed but with another gun and another bullet, then it means that my theory was correct. That must have been when you passed out, Gina. This is crazy because like if this was in modern times, like bullet prints, like you could check which bullet like was fired from which gun, like a fingerprint, and also be able to examine blood, like from a do blood analysis. But during that time, like you see a bullet, you see a gun, you're gonna assume that this came from the same gun, but not. If I hadn't done what I'd done, the old cove might still be alive. Did you tell the police everything you just told us? Of course I did, but they didn't believe a word of it, did they? All they said was if I kept telling lies, it'd make things even worse for me. Wow, so they had her version right here? Her version right here, and they still didn't like... They still didn't... This is why the police... Incompetence.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really
Honestly,
embarrassing.
They had her version and didn't even investigate it. They didn't even investigate that approach. They just dismissed it. This is why you cannot trust the police. You cannot trust the police. I'll be alright, Jeannie. Don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. Bruno's about to put the real culprit through the mill. The fact that they didn't even notice the pouch. They didn't even investigate the pouch and they had it in their storage. Oh my gosh, that cove was what right there in the afternoon? That Edgar Benedict. The fact that he came up with a fake name that had to do with eggs. Which, that makes me want eggs. That makes me want breakfast. Does anybody also eat breakfast at like in the evening? Like or at night? Like eat bread, eggs or pancakes, bacon, waffles. Ooh, I love breakfast any time of the day. I love breakfast. After a bowl of pho, I feel like breakfast meals. Those are my favorite. After pho, of course. I still remember how he looked at me like I was nothing. He was there that night. We don't know his real name yet, but I'm convinced that he's involved somehow. Anyway, thank you for telling us what happened, Gina. I appreciate your honesty. You what? You can leave it all in Runo's capable hands now, Ginny. Mr. Naruto. Yes? How come you trust me? I don't get it. I mean, have you forgotten what happened year before? Come on, it was only 2 months ago. Me and Mr. Gilden, we told you a pack of lies. And you got the bug trotter off with them. Even though he was a killer. No, I could never forget that. Oh, I did what I thought was best at the time, but the pain of the error judgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Still, don't forget that I also made you promise. I told you I'd be on your side to the bitter end, no matter what. But what if I'm lying? You could be working to get another killer off the hook, for all you know. I was once in your position, Gina. I was the accused in the trial. You were? Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. As strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning. I was sure that no one would believe it wasn't me who had done it. Oh, Runo! But there was one person who stood up for me, who believed in me, and was prepared to defend me. My best friend. Runosuke, no one believes in you more than I do. Leave this to me. All you need to do is put your faith in me and I'll do the rest. I was so happy, I cried. But even then, somewhere inside of me, I couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me, not completely. But I was wrong. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious that he had an absolute unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute unwavering belief in him. Since then, I came to realize, if you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in the other person first. What are you saying? I promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I'll keep believing in you. So you don't need to worry. I won't let you down. Even though I'm a diver and I'm no good liar, you're not like Mr. You're not like McGilded. I know that, right? That's right. You're a friend, Genie. Iris. We know you better than you think. And we've come to the conclusion that you're someone we can trust. Yes. That's really all we need to know. Exactly. Mr. Naruto, Oh, you gotta go DoorDash now? Oh, thank you so much, cute devil. I appreciate that. Bye, cat. See you later. Thank you for hanging out. Defendant Gina Lestrade and our legal representative. Court proceedings are about to resume. Please head into the courtroom immediately. Yes, of course. Thank you. I've been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my time, so I knew only too well just how hard it was to put all faith in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another putting all their faith in you. This is at last the final chapter, the final battle. Wish me luck, Sato-san. And I hope you're watching over me too, partner. Alright. Where is Eggert? Where is breakfast guy? I hereby call this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrade. Lord Van Zeeks, have you successfully subpoenaed the witness? The subpoena was delivered to the communication station where the man works immediately, my lord. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of his carriage, it would seem. I see. Then let us turn our attention to Inspector Gregson's piece of the case heard by the court this morning. The glaring omission of the third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector. Yes, I can only apologize, my lord. And although the defense's chemical analysis of the blood at the scene makes for a compelling argument, I cannot permit such an untried method to be used as evidence in my courtroom. Ugh, it's a big mistake to cross Hurley and me, a very big mistake. My lord, the subpoena witness has just arrived in the building. Thank you, officer. Show him to the stand without delay. Mr. Edgar Benedict. I didn't expect to be crossing paths with him again so soon, and certainly not like this. Ooh, it's him, no doubt. Thank you for complying with the court's subpoena at such a short notice, sir. But of course, my lord, as an upstanding member of the London Society, it is my pleasure to oblige. Now tell me, why did you give a fake name? Now, can you state your name and occupation for the record? Ashley Graydon, Communications Officer. Mr. Graydon and I both work at the London Central Communications Station. Now perhaps somebody would kindly explain what all this is about? You were apprised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume? Yes, I was. Something to do with a murder that took place at a pawnbroker's on Baker Street. And some nonsense about me having been there on the night in question. That is the accusation, indeed. This really is beyond joke, you know. Very well. Without further delay, the court will hear your testimony now, Mr. Graydon. You will respond to the accusation made against you under oath. Gladly, my lord, gladly. Naturally, I have occasion to make use of pawnbroking services from time to time. But are you seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? I have no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation, even if certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some Scaramouche detectives homebrew tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence. So you deny the accusation completely, do you? I must say I am dismayed for the highest court in the land to be swayed by this self-processed detective's toy. What was the will of the jury? And our great British justice system demands that the jury's will is upheld. Then it would seem that we have a misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today. By golly! How long am I expected to be detained here? If, following the defense cross-examination, your involvement in this matter has not been established, you will be free to leave immediately. Good. Then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation at least. Let us not hold Mr. Graydon any longer than necessary, counsel. Proceed with the cross-examination. So we meet again, Mr. Edgar Benedict? Or is it Mr. Graydon? My apologies. You are... Ryunosuke Naruto, defense lawyer. We have met. If you say so, Ashley Graydon, enchanté. So... thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate that. I trust we can conclude this quickly. But I'm not holding your flashy hand while we do. Naturally, I have occasion. Okay.
Hold it!
Yes, we even met in this very pawnbrokery where the crime took place on the afternoon of the day in question. Though, of course, you introduced yourself by a different name at the time. Oh. It was Mr. Edgar Benedict, I believe. Tell me, what made you...
Objection!
The witness is here to testify about the events that took place that night. He's under no obligation to answer such unrelated questions. You can be serious. Thank you. Because I certainly do not feel inclined to answer such inappropriate question. So he's going to be evasive, isn't he? In an effort to not give anything away. This court could be tricky.
Hold it!
Have you seen these two men before? This pair? No, I don't associate with criminals. Said by a man who introduced himself as Edgar Benedict. I'd like to know who I have to thank for this. Who made this outlandish accusation against me? The young lawyer there in black. This is a farce. Whose idea was it to permit an outsider to work in a British court anyway? What? This is going well. This is very going well. Needless to say. More xenophobia, great.
Hold it!
Where were you at around 1 in the morning on the night in question, sir? This is past the hour at which I would normally retire. Certainly. I was not in the company of these rascallions. You are able to prove that?
Objection!
Prove that you were sleeping. Listen carefully, my learned Japanese friend, for you appear to be under gross misapprehension of this point. What do you mean? The witness maintains he was not at the scene of the crime. He has no obligation to prove his absence. If your accusation is that the witness was present at the scene, the obligation lies with you to prove your assertion. Hi, Samba!
Sugar, we're glad.
How are you
you're here.
doing? Did you just wake up? I know it's only like... I know it's only 6, but did you just wake up? you just got home. Okay, I was like, oh god, oh jolly, golly, like he's starting to really become a night owl. You will fulfill that obligation before putting any more unreasonable questions to the witness. Silent victory wiggle, thanks. Even if certain parties here are present claim that my blood was found at the scene, some Scaramouche detective's homebrew tincture can hardly... Oh no, wait, I wanted to press this one. Somber! Answer me! Like, answer me about the mod list. The mod row.
Hold it!
Blood was found at the scene of the crime. There's no question of that. Mr. Shorm's chemical analysis has positively identified the substance as such. But I'm not the only human to have blood running though through my veins, am I? How can you be sure that the blood is mine? It could equally be the blood of one of those two miscreants. Every individual's blood has a slightly different composition, it seems. Mr. Show's chemical is able to differentiate between... spare me the science lesson. Who is this Show's character anyway? Oh, I assumed all Londoners would know the name. He's a renowned detective. So even you are unable to bring yourself to say great detective. Renowned. Great renowned. A great detective, you say?
Hey.
Now we're in the realm of fairy tales, are we? Oh, he's a fan. He's a fan.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Skulkin? What, me? No, the Mr. Skulkin next to you. Right, I've added up there with this. How many times do I have to tell you? Yes, I know you're not big bruv, Skulky. Mr. Nash Skulkin. Hey! You what? Is it not the case that when Mr. Graders just spoke, a thought went through your mind? Would you care to share that thought with the court? Me thoughts? I've done nothing of them. It must have been him. You what? Mr. Nash Skulkin, answer the question, please. What went through your mind when Mr. Graydon just spoke? Nothing, honest God, nothing. I was just thinking, if he waves his arm around like that much more, it'll open up the wound again, that's all. What wound? Where he took the bullet, of course. It was only 2 days ago. He ain't gonna be healed up yet. Oh my gosh, this guy is so bad at keeping secrets. So I was, well, you know, I was worrying up for him, man. Oh, bells! Mr. Graydon, did you hear that? What? Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of your injured arm. My lord? Yes, Mr. Graydon? I have no idea what these two wretches are talking about. Certainly, I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to their mindless insinuations. Yeah, we know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And from the height of the bullet hole in the wall, it seems that the person was likely hit in the upper arm or thereabouts. Perhaps you'd allow a court official to examine your arm, sir. The left arm that you're currently clasping with your right hand as if in pain. No, I refuse. You have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to these common thieves. Accordingly, I'm not obliged to permit any such invasion of my privacy. As I've already said, I'm completely uninvolved in all of this. I've never had anything to do with this pawnbrokery where this fellow was killed whatsoever. That is not true, though. You were there earlier. I take offense at the insinuation that I was in any way involved. You claim that to have had nothing whatsoever to do with Mr. Windybank's pawnbrokery. My lord, the defense would like that last statement to be added to Mr. Graydon's formal testimony. I have a picture. Very well, counsel. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Graydon. Alright, well, guess what? Isn't that... Wait, where? Where's the photo? Where's the photo? Where's the photo we saw earlier? No, it's not that photo. It's another. They took it. Okay, I'll try this one. This one. Have you ever seen this disc before, Mr. Graydon? Why? Is it supposed to mean something? The disc was until the day of his murder in pawn in Mr. Windybank's shop. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Janelle Stroud, that afternoon. However, somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from her. And that somebody was you, of course, wasn't it, Mr. Graydon? As I have reiterated numerous times now, you are mistaken. That was not me. I've never seen that disc before in my life. Who was it then? Your doppelganger? It may have escaped your notice, but there's a small smear of blood on the disc. Ah yes, resulting from an abrasion of the thumb, perhaps. That's right. That surface on the disc is covered in hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In a skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. So, while the disc bears the remnants of that skirmish in the form of a smear of blood, the thumb of the person in question must bear the remnants also in the form of a scratch. Good gracious, indeed it must. Mr. Grayson? Or Graydon? I don't know why I keep saying Grayson, it's Graydon. You refused to allow a court officer to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse to allow us to examine your thumb? Because I have no doubt that it bears a small scratch consistent with the smear of blood on this disc. Well. It would seem I underestimated you. What was the meaning of this? You could have just shown the photograph, you know? The photograph. I don't know why we don't have the photograph now. So you admit it now. You admit you have a scratch on your thumb from when you attempted to take the disc from the defendant. Order! Well, Mr. Graydon, doesn't it count as perjury? Didn't I do this case already? No. This game has been going on for like forever. Last week we continued. And this week I was like, I am for sure finishing this case. And apparently I am not. I am not. Oh, I don't think I'm going to finish this case tonight. I didn't expect the last case to be this long. Usually it takes me like 2 or 3 streams to like finish a case, but this one is like 6. It will appear there's been some misunderstanding here. I spent like more than 50 hours. Oh yeah, okay, so... hold on. No, hold on. I wanna check something here. Okay, so if I look at the... Okay, so far I've played the Greatest Attorney Chronicles for like 13 streams so far. This is the 14th stream. So the first episode took me 2 streams to do. The second one took me another 2 streams. Third episode also two streams. But to be fair, each of these streams I would spend like 4 hours working on it, like 4 hours to play it. So this one, so episode number 4, it took me three streams. Am I keeping a spreadsheet? No, I'm just looking at the playlist in my VODs playlist. That's all. And this is episode number 5. And I played. This is part 5. The last case is so long. It is so long. But to be fair, I've been playing like less times. I've been doing less times playing the games. Instead of like playing for like 4 hours, I've been like reducing playing for like 2 hours, 30 minutes, or 3 hours. Okay, hold on. I missed a bunch of. I did not attempt to take the disc as you put it. Quite the reverse. What are you trying to say? It's really simple. You see, quite simple. You see, the disc was mine from the outset. Is there some crime in taking an item that you own out of pawn? What? It would seem, Mr. Graydon, that in this piece of evidence, my learned friend has established a link between yourself and the incident. Do a 12-hour stream to finish it. Somber, would you really watch a 12-hour stream of just Greatest Attorney Chronicles? God, nobody can do that. Nobody can do that. Imagine me like reading for 12 hours. I would die. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc now. As you wish. Though I'm quite sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with the pawnbroker's murder. There's a note on the disc saying for Mr. McGilded, but the item belongs to me. The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused, that filthy gutterling, on the day in question. I proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night. Did I hear you correctly, sir? McGilded, you say? The famous London philanthropist? Hold on. Okay, hold on. I need to go blow my nose. I'll be right back. perished in this very courtroom 2 months ago after being acquitted of a distinctly messy murder. Yes, my lord, the one and the same. Good lord, Mr. Graydon. Are you saying that Mr. McGilded and yourself were acquainted? Yes, that's correct. Ooh! 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 It's piping hot in here! Oh! Certainly didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in my courtroom again. According to what Gina told us, the disc was placed in pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. Miss McGilded himself gave instruction to deposit it at the Windy Banks. It's funny that Mr. Graydon here is claiming the disc belongs to him then, isn't it? It's in all likelihood he's lying. So he appeared that afternoon at Windy Banks in order to get his hands on McGilded's disc for some reason. Counsel, you will commence your cross-examination, please. There's a note on the disc saying for Mr. McGilded, but that it item belongs to me. The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused. That filthy... I already read this.
Hold it!
Would you care to explain how this belongs to you? As you will observe, a communications officer such as myself commands a fine salary. You're certainly exquisitively dressed, sir. So you see, I have little need to make use of the services provided by the pawnbrokery trade. However, I did once find myself in difficulties having misplaced my purse whilst on an errand, which is why I pawned my fine black overcoat to the broker in question. You claim that was your overcoat? Obviously, in my haste, I clean forgot that the music box disc was in its pocket. And yet, there's a note on it that reads for Mr. McGilded. I'm a collector of rare and unusual music box music. I first met Mr. McGilded at the Gentlemen's Club in the city and was interested to discover that he shared my penchant in that area. So the disc in question, it's a pre-production sample. I promised to let Mr. McGilded hear it. But then you forgot that it was in the pocket of the overcoat you were forced to pawn. Yes, exactly. Gina didn't mention any of that in her testimony 2 months ago, did she? No, because McGilded had trained her to keep her mouth shut. Which means that if we dig too deeply here, it's going to expose Gina's perjury. Oh dear, this is complicated, isn't it? Let's leave it alone for the time being. The redemption ticket, okay.
Hold it!
So you're saying that Miss Lestrade lifted the ticket from under your pocket bag? That's right, Detective. Despite being mindful of danger when walking in the insalubrious areas her kind of
Objection!
Mr. Lestrade did no such thing. Well, of course you would take that stance, but the girl is a regular offender. You came to the pawnbrokery that day prepared with all the information you needed to identify the defendant. You were looking for her. That's what brought you to Windy Banks. To get your hands on Mr. McGilded's disc.
Objection!
My learned friend is a veritable font of nonsense. Nonsense? I concur with the prosecution. Counsel, you will refrain from conjecturing in this way. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Then I will continue with my testimony for what possible use it can be.
Hold it!
Had you ever been to Windy Banks before? Only once, for the purpose of pawning something. But like many, I enjoy browsing in such establishments. So when you noticed that the pickpocket had taken your ticket, you chased after her. Is that correct? Yes, that's right. I didn't notice at first, of course, such is the heart of the pick purse. But when I did, I headed to the pawnbrokery at once in order to reclaim my coat before the thief could. I was merely trying to recover what was rightfully mine in the first place. He can say what he likes because he knows we have no evidence to contradict him on this. Here's the thing. If you had it in your coat, the ticket, and you were on your way to the pawnbroker to redeem it, but you got it stolen, wouldn't that mean you were going there anyway? You didn't like rush to it to catch her. You were going there already. So it's kind of like something doesn't make any sense at all. Something that just doesn't make any sense at all. Like he said that he forgot that the music box was in the overcoat, but it's he only learned about it when she got it. At the moment she got it, something is fishy. Something is fishy.
Hold it!
Yes, it was taken by Inspector Gregson here, wasn't it? That's right, this was the very man. Apparently the police were collecting anything any collection for Mr. McGilded as evidence. Oh! Uh-oh.
Excuse me!
Is something wrong, Inspector? What do you mean? The last remark Mr. Graydon made in his testimony seemed to trouble you in some way. No, it didn't. It's nothing. Leave it alone. Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering Mr. McGilded's possessions? I can't tell you something like that, Sunshine. What is it, Inspector? Investigative secrets? Yes, exactly. You should know all about that. Magnus McGilded, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned throughout the capital for his great contributions to public life. Yet he had a dark side too. Where are you going with this, Van Zeeks? I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of this nefarious activities, are they? That's enough! Coppers like me have duties to carry out that we're not at liberty to talk about. That's all you need to know. Duties conferred by Lord Strongheart, I presume. The Lord Chief Justice appears to have great faith in you, Inspector. The bottom line is, if you want to get more out of me, you're gonna need Lord Strongheart's paw print first. What's all this about? It's like there's something going on between Gregson and Lord Van Zeeks. Well, it would appear that the inspector has revealed all that he's at liberty to reveal. Mr. Graydon, let us return to your testimony. Gladly, my lord.
Hold it!
But perhaps you've seen something of value among the forfeited items. No, not at all. Oh. A valuer was brought in by the police to assess everything in the shop. Without exception, every article on the shelves was common or garden bric-a-brac. In that case, it's clear that you broke into the shop later that day in order to recover Mr. McGilded's disc. Well, no, the disc was in the police. Have you not been listening, man? Even if I want to recover the disc, you may recall that it had been seized by the police that afternoon. It was no more in the shop that night than I, as I was saying, I simply had no reason to break in. So there was nothing Mr. McGilded's left in the shop that night. Nothing this man might have been after. Oh no! Here's the thing. I remember now. This guy was like looked into the pockets of the overcoat. It was like he was like just one. Where's the other one? So he might have gone into the shop to recover the second one, the second music box, music disc. I wonder if that's really true. I don't know. If you have some evidence, then let him have it. I'm like to see that irritatingly assured expression on his crumble. McGilda slipped the disc in his coat pocket and had it deposited at Windy Banks. Then, when he realized he was going to be arrested on suspicion of the omnibus murder, he threatened Gina and forced her to take the redemption ticket. There's no doubt about it. The witness lying through his pearly white teeth. The police were obviously after anything left behind by McGilda as well. That's why Inspector Gregson ended up taking the disc into custody that day. But Grexy being very strange about all this. There must be a reason for that, I'm sure. I don't know what it is. For now, I need to focus on exposing the fact that Mr. Graydon is lying in his testimony. Okay, let me see what I have here. No. No. Hold on a sec. There's nothing here out of the ordinary. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay, let me see if there's anything here that I could. Okay, hold on. The pawnbroker. Issue from the pawnbrokery owned by the victim, Mr. Windy Bang. The blood is Mr. Mason's, okay? Okay, deposit article 1 overcoat. Okay. Yeah, okay, so redemption deadline. So this is a ticket for a box. Pawnbroker's ticket box. One small box. Wait. 10 shillings. 13th of February. In some sort of handwritten notes on the back of the photograph. Oh wait. I feel like this is important. Oh no. Okay. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm going to try to present the ticket here to him.
Objection!
and it didn't work. It wasn't in. Oh god. Okay, this was taken to the police. Okay, before Mr. Gilded, but I don't know what to do here.
Objection!
Oh! This one worked. This disc? Okay, so so it turns out that it was we had to use the redemption ticket for a box. I just don't remember what box is for. This disc was deposited at Winnie Banks on Magnus's McGilda's instructions. You knew that, and you knew there with the intent. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it for yourself.
Objection!
Conjecture again. In any case, the disc was taken into custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery again that
Objection!
time. Sorry, my learned friend, but that's not true. What? Mr. McGilded had another article in pawn at Winnie Banks. As this second pawnbroker's ticket proves. There were 2 articles belonging to Mr. McGilded in Winnie Banks' pawnbrokery, and the reason you broke into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with your 2 accomplices, the Skulkin brothers. This is the second ticket, isn't it? What had the men deposited? The article reads one small box. A rather vague description, seems to me. I suggested that I broke into the pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box. I believe that there are some quite adequate grounds to suspect that you did. This is absurd. Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article had been forfeited, I could simply walk into the shop and purchase it. There would be absolutely no need for me to resort to theft. That's a good point. Indeed, the witness makes a solid argument. So that means that for some reason, this Graydon fellow needed the small box that very night, doesn't it?
Objection!
It's time to put an end to this nonsense, my lord. Could you be a little bit less cryptic, Warren Van Zeeks? I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite incontrovertible. On the night in question, no small box was taken from Winnie Banks' pawnbrokery. And rest assured, the prosecution can prove it. What? Good gracious! He has it. He has the box. Inspector, show the photographic prints to the court, if you please. Yes, sir. What prints? Oh, new magic evidence pulled out of the police and the prosecutor's ass. These prints were taken from one of the detective's security cameras. Hurley's red-handed recorders again, as previously explained, using this plan of the shop layout. The victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations. One set to capture the counter where Mr. Winnie Banks received his customers, and the other was set to capture the shelves of which articles were placed for sale once forfeited. According to the information on this ticket, McGilda's small box had been forfeited already. 2 days before the incident, at 9 p.m. on 13th of April to be precise, which means it would have been on the shelves of forfeited items in the shop front. Now, what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident. Magic evidence of a magic show. Oh yeah. Behold! This new piece of evidence I haven't shown to anybody else that I'm pulling out of my ass. Here! That's all at 11 p.m. on April 15th. Oh, oops. Behold! Ah! Ah! The victim certainly had a very full shop, it would appear. Oh, is it the green box or the blue box? Wait, there are multiple boxes. There are a stupid lot of boxes. What do you mean? The victim certainly had a very full shop. Which box? How'd you do that? A large anus? That's the... But don't say it to anybody. Don't share this secret, okay? I'm telling y'all I'm telling it as a secret to y'all. You need to keep this a secret. The trick to my magic trick is I have a large anus. I could fit a lot of stuff in there. And then we have another print. This one was taken about 2 hours after the incident. Oh, okay, so it's absolutely the same. So we have two pictures to compare. Wait, what if we use the thingy? The thingy scope. Though I must say that placing them side by side leaves me cold. Dear me, that's starting to make my headache. Obviously, as Scotland Yard would consider theft as one of the possible motives in this case. We explored the possibility that something had been taken in addition to the victim's life. So young man, I've already compared these two prints. Thoroughly, Inspector? Yes, sir. We counted every single item in each of these two photographic prints. Ah! But the items could have moved. There could have been an item behind an item. And the Yard's conclusion is that exactly the same number of prints are present in both. In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbroker on the night in question. Or they could have been interrupted. I'm just saying. My lord friend's assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy. I don't believe it. If I could have just shown that he stole McGilded's pawn box, I might have been able to break him down at last. You know what, Runa? I've been thinking. Yeah, use the little thingy. I wonder if these two photographs are exactly the same. What? Yeah, use the thingy. So, counsel, in light of evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? It seems that, in fact, on the night of in question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you accept the prosecution's assertion? I don't know. Okay, could there be some hidden discrepancy in these two photographic prints somehow? Yeah, use the machine. Before I give my answer, my lord, I would like to try something, if I may. Try something? What do you mean, counsel? I'll need to use a certain piece of evidence from the court record to identify the discrepancy. I'm not entirely sure I follow. Which piece of evidence do you intend to use to help you identify? This.
Take that!
I like to use this device, my lord, to view the two prints stereoscopically. Oh, yes, you've got the bug at last! You can't resist it, can you? You've got the cross-eyed compulsion. Juror number 3, what a surprise. Come on, Reno. Let's put the pictures in place and see what this wonderful contraption shows us. There we go. Now look through the eyepiece. Oh, I wasn't sure at first, but There's a clear discrepancy between the two prints. What? You must identify the location in question to the court council. I think it's this lab. I'm kidding. There you go.
Take that!
Granted, these two prints are almost identical. However, there is one minor discrepancy between them. What? When you view the two pictures stereoscopically, the box moved a bit. I think like they opened the box, took the thing inside and then closed it again. It moved the box a bit. A single area stands out as being different, the location of this small box. Let me... Wait! Unbelievable! By Jove, you're right! How extraordinary! What this tells us is very simple. McGilda's small box was indeed not stolen from Windybanks on the night in question. However, there can be no doubt that somebody picked up this particular box and then returned it to its place on the shelves. Are you suggesting that small box originally deposited by Mr. McGilda is in fact... Yes, the very same small box I just identified in those photographic prints!
Objection!
Mindless guesswork. What if it was? So what if it was? So a box was moved on the shelf, nothing was stolen. Which means quite simply that nothing has changed. Ah, have you checked inside the box? That may be true, but... Alright, Mr. McGilda's box wasn't stolen then. But doesn't the fact that it was moved like that change things? Everything! I believe this changes everything about the case. How can that be possible? The crucial point is the fact that what was moved was a small box. In other words, we have to consider what might have been inside that box. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that we need to examine that box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves at Windybanks as we speak.
Objection!
That won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial. The court does not uphold your objection, Lord Vanzi. Bailiff, arrange for an officer to go to the Baker Street at once, obtain the small box in question and bring it back here for further examination. Nice! Nice! Good job, Ryu! Good job! Oh, he's not liking this. He's not liking this at all. Take that, bitch. Alright. So, we're going to... We're going to save this. And, let's exit the game. Alright. This is it. We're gonna end the stream for today. I'm calling it. Yeah, I'm calling it. I'm starting to get hungry, and I've been streaming for almost 5 hours now. But I feel like I should be able to finish it next time. This case is wild. I was the whole time on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my gosh, this is just keeps going. It just keeps going, and like they just keep on revealing more secrets, more details. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so next time it for sure should be the last. I should be able to finish case number 5. I will play the Desperate Housewives game next week though, on Sunday, for my 500th follower celebration. And I will try to push it. Like, I won't like play just for like 4 or 5 hours. I'll try to push it for 6 hours. If I can, I'll try to finish it in one sitting, but we'll just have to see. And then the week after, I will try to finish the Greatest Attorney Chronicles Adventures, and then I will take a break. I'll play some other stuff. But yeah, this was really fun, y'all. Don't forget that this week, I thought I was gonna be working on Wednesday, but I'm actually working on Tuesday. So instead of playing the Bratz game on Tuesday evening, I will be continuing as Dusk Falls on Wednesday. This 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So don't forget about that. Oh, and also have my my nail appointment on Wednesday. That's cool. Anyway, let me see who I can rate at the moment. Oh, with my measly 4 viewers, who can I rate tonight? Let me see. Kelly Salad is playing Nancy Drew Phantom Venice. I've never rated Kelly Salad, so let's do this. Let's do this, you know. All right. Well, thank you so much to everybody who joined me tonight. You want your nails painted? Do it. Blue, do it. Like, it feels nice to have beautiful designs on your nails. Like, you should go for it. I support you. But anyway, if you're gonna go or join the raid, consider copying one of these raid messages. The first one is for the subs, the second one's if you're not subbed. Also, I keep forgetting I have a hype command. It's been there for a while, but never used it. And people never use it. So yeah, if there's something like to hype about, like, you feel free to use my hype command or my repent command. Good, I didn't know. Oh, it's okay, it's fine. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate that, and I'll see y'all on Wednesday. Bye, y'all.